We only became aware of this information in the letter after the last hearing, when we were able to see the letter. When we had the November the 30th meeting, Ms. Dorcas brought the letter to that meeting, and we were able to see that that was in the letter. We didn't realize that that was in the letter.
Thank you.
We had no knowledge even at that time that we needed to vote on that because we didn't have it in our packets.
If I could just,
I just ask Mr. Prestwood.
Yes.
I distinctly remember this board asking the applicant to come back and go out to the ANC for the same issues that I'm hearing that they now saying that they haven't had time for. So I'm concerned, what happened? How long has it been? When's the last time I heard? 30 days ago? Okay, so it's been 30 days. We, particularly myself, and I think the board agreed with me, to go back out to the community. And I think at that hearing, Ms. Prestwood, you were here, and I know Ms. Fuller, that's why I called Ms. Fuller, I remember seeing her here. Were you here, Mr. Prestwood?
I was not here, I watched it online,
Okay.
yes.
Maybe you were at another hearing that I was at.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So anyway, I remember Ms. Fuller being here. And specifically asked that the applicant go back out and come back and talk to the ANC and the community. And at that time, I think my colleagues will remember that he agreed to do that. Or they agreed to come back out. And some of those same issues that I'm hearing Commissioner Muhammad saying today are the same issues that I heard at that previous hearing. So I'm trying to understand what happened at that meeting that this board asked the applicant to go back out. From what I'm hearing, it sounds like nothing. Let me go to the chair.
Okay, and I would recognize Commissioner Hood, the two residents who are here who are in that community. I would just back up just 1 second and say that the initial letter, Mr. Vice Chairman, it had an editing error in it. We had copied the entire verbiage for the application and put that in the November 7th letter, and that's how that error got in there. That we voted for not just the non-conforming structure, but also the parking relief. In this letter that we dated December 6th, explains as much. It talks about the error and what we were trying to do in terms of the rescission of the vote. In terms of what happened at that meeting that the developer and the community had on November 30th, Commissioner Hood, I would like to recognize we had two residents from that community here. They could speak, I think, extemporaneous in terms of what transpired and what the conversation.
Let me do this before you go to Mr. Vice Chair. Is that the road you want to go down, or do you want to postpone?
I'd rather deal with the postponement.
Okay, let me hold off on getting into those kind of merits, and I figure I don't want to go too
Yeah, because we actually haven't heard from the applicant yet, and we have to hear from the applicant, and I'm not sure if Mr. Jones, you're going to
Yes,
be.
I'm prepared to speak.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair and members of the board, and the chairman. Let me say that we started this process in October, early October, in the executive meeting of the ANC. As I testified before when I was here, there was a request for a community benefit package. We agreed with everything that was requested, the developer did. In that meeting, we the ANC requested a transportation study. We brought on a transportation consultant, and in the October meeting, the transportation consultant appeared before the ANC, and we engaged him at that point to do the study. As soon as the study was completed, we transmitted that to the ANC office. What you've heard testified today is they got some courtesy copies at the meeting. I believe it was the morning of the meeting that it was transmitted to the ANC office. And of course, we have no control of how it gets to its members. But I just thought it would be nice, in case someone said they had not received it, I brought some courtesy copies to the meeting to all the commissioners. And there was a vote. The single member district member voted, moved the motion, and it passed 4-2 and 1. It is my understanding that in this last meeting, the same single member district member still supported. He was one of the two who supported it, and I'm not certain of that, and you can inquire. But the developer is prepared, and let me just we came back in their last November meeting and present it, and at the board asked to go back and meet with the community. We did that, and the community basically, the two members that are here, basically does not want the additional units on the building. And the report has been filed. It's not going to change. The Transportation Committee report has been filed. It was filed in your package before you heard the case. The commissioners had it as their own admission. They got it on November the 7th, and they still haven't had time to read it. There is a tactic to delay this project to kill it. The developer would like for you to make a decision, and we will live with the board's decision, whatever that decision is.
I had a question. You said that there were some issues with the additional unit. Can you give me a little bit more detail about that?
Yes, the two members of the community who live adjacent to the building have asked us in the last meeting to just develop the building as it is, without any additional units. There was a question about parking. The building existed, it's a renovation. It exists on the footprint of the land, 98% of the land. There was some discussion, could we go under the building and build parking underneath the building? And we explained that the building is there. And there is no space for parking as it exists today.
How many units are we talking about? Again, it's in the record, but.
Let me turn to the architect.
I think it's 24,
You
25
can
minutes.
speak on the mic.
24.
Yeah, we were able to get 25 units into the building.
Okay, that's all.
But I want to re-emphasize, we've been before the board, we've been to the ANC since early October. The developer is prepared to live with the decision of the board. Thank you.
And Mr. Jones, also, you said that you met with the ANC Executive Committee in October, and at that point, they requested a transportation plan?
Yes.
And then you hired somebody and then had a report delivered to or sent to the ANC the morning of the ANC meeting?
Slightly altered.